Please help me. I need 120 subscribers. I've always been the guy who notices little things. A new scratch on the car, a sound that wasn't there yesterday, the way someone hesitates before answering a question. Being detail-oriented is a blessing and a curse. My wife, Lauren, used to call it cute. She said I was like her personal detective. But last month, my so-called gift turned into a curse for her. It started on an ordinary Tuesday. I had taken Lauren's car to work because mine needed servicing. Around lunchtime, I stopped to grab coffee. That's when I noticed it, a delicate gold bracelet wedged between the passenger seat and the center console. Here's the thing. I didn't buy Lauren that bracelet. At first, I thought maybe it was a gift she bought for herself or a friend. But when I picked it up, I saw the tiny engraved initials, JL. Lauren's initials are LM. My stomach dropped. I sat in the parking lot, bracelet in hand, trying to breathe. 1,000 thoughts rushed through my head. Who was JL? How did their jewelry end up in my wife's car? When I got home that night, Lauren was in the kitchen making dinner, smiling like nothing was wrong. I slid the bracelet across the counter. What's this? I asked. For a split second, her smile faltered, just long enough for me to know she recognized it. Oh, that, she said, trying to laugh. Must be my coworker Jenna's. I gave her a ride last week. Her voice was light, but her eyes gave her away. Lauren never looked me straight in the eye when she lied. I nodded slowly, pretending to buy the story. Makes sense, I said, pocketing the bracelet. That night, after she fell asleep, I went through the car carefully. That's when I found the second piece of evidence, a crumpled receipt from a motel, dated 3 days ago. 2 guests. 1 room. Paid in cash. I didn't sleep that night. I lay awake staring at the ceiling, my mind running in circles. By morning, my hurt had cooled into something sharper. I wasn't going to yell or cry. I was going to make sure she regretted every second of what she'd done. The next few days, I played the part of the clueless husband. I kissed her goodbye in the mornings, asked about her day, even brought home her favorite takeout one night. But behind the scenes, I was working. I started by checking the car's dashcam. Luckily, I had installed one months ago after a minor fender bender. Sure enough, there was footage from the day on the motel receipt. It showed Lauren driving, and a man sitting in the passenger seat. He was tall, dark-haired, with a smug little grin like he owned the world. I didn't stop there. I tracked the motel online, called them, and pretended to be a guest who had left something behind. They confirmed the room number on the receipt. I now had time, place, and visual confirmation. Still I waited. I wanted more than proof. I wanted to break through her calm, perfect facade. The opportunity came sooner than I thought. That weekend, Lauren suggested we go out for dinner with a couple of mutual friends. She dressed up beautifully, a little too beautifully, like she was trying to show off. During dinner, I acted normal. But halfway through dessert, I slid the motel receipt across the table. Lauren froze. What's this? She asked, her voice dropping to a whisper. You tell me, I said, keeping my tone calm. Our friends glanced between us, sensing something was wrong. Lauren tried to laugh it off. Oh, come on, Mark. This is ridiculous. Are you seriously accusing me of something right now? I leaned back, completely composed. No accusations. Just facts. The bracelet, the dashcam footage, this receipt. I've got copies of everything. Her face turned pale. The restaurant suddenly felt very quiet. She tried to reach for my hand, but I pulled back. Lauren, I said evenly. If you want to keep lying, go ahead. But know this, I'm done being your fool. Our friends sat frozen, forks halfway to their mouths, not sure whether to intervene. Lauren's eyes darted around the table, looking for an escape. She whispered, "Can we please talk about this later? Not here." I smiled coldly. "Oh no, we're talking about this now. In front of witnesses. Because I want everyone to see exactly what kind of wife you are." Lauren's face went crimson as the entire table stared at her. She stammered, "It's not what it looks like. He's just a friend. We were talking." I pulled out my phone and pressed play on the dashcam clip. The video clearly showed her laughing and touching his arm as they drove together. The color drained from her face. One of our friends, Daniel, let out a low whistle. Wow, he muttered under his breath. Lauren's voice cracked. Mark, please. We can talk about this privately. I made a mistake, okay? It didn't mean anything. I stood up, my voice calm but loud enough for the nearby tables to hear. You didn't just make a mistake, Lauren. You made a series of choices. You lied, you cheated, and you tried to gaslight me into thinking I was crazy. That ends tonight. Gasps went around the restaurant. People had stopped eating and were watching us like it was some live drama. Lauren's eyes filled with tears. Please sit down. You're embarrassing me. I leaned in just enough so only she could hear. That's the point. Then I straightened, placed the bracelet and receipt on the table, and said, you can have these back. You'll need them when you explain to your lawyer why I filed for divorce tomorrow morning. Our friends were silent. No one dared to defend her. I turned to the waiter, who was standing awkwardly nearby. Can we get the check? Just for my meal. Lauren's lip trembled as I walked out. She didn't follow me. By the time I got home, I had already packed a bag. I stayed at a hotel that night. Ironically, the same one she had used for her affair, but this time, the room was booked in my name. The next morning, I called my lawyer and started the paperwork. I also had copies of the dashcam footage sent to both of our families. Lauren's parents called me, horrified, and apologized for her behavior. A week later, Lauren showed up at my apartment, begging for another chance. But the woman I had once trusted felt like a stranger now. I simply handed her the divorce papers. You left the evidence in the car, Lauren, I said quietly. I just made sure you never forget it. And I closed the door.